Have you started then?
Yes.
Right. Lady and gentlemen, that pregnant pause was brought to you by HursleyFM. We're back. It's the February edition. It's just jam-packed full with awesome. And with us today, the usual legends. We have Mr. John McNamara.
Hello.
And Mr. Adrian Warman.
Hi, everybody.
So I think we're going to kick off straight off. There's got to be some technology news, and I think we know where that's going. Adrian, what have you got for us, man?
Well, I've got two items. The first is a very timely piece of news, and that is that we are just a few hours away from the launch of the Mobile World Congress 2015, which takes place in Barcelona. This will be the place to be for all things mobile. The latest gadgets, wearables, smooth and flexible things that wrap around your wrist.
I like those the best.
Oh, absolutely, yes. We're recording this just a couple of days before the official kickoff of the Congress, so we don't know for sure what's going to be appearing, but we can be pretty certain there's going to be some very, very cool gadgets. Wearables, definitely.
Top rumours?
You name it, there'll be something that we're going to be seeing in terms of the state-of-the-art technology. My guess would be a combination of wearables and Internet of Things will be the two main categories for new technologies.
Right, okay. So fridges that automatically order beer for you?
That's right, yes.
Excellent.
Absolutely, yeah. While dangling from your wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A fridge dangling from your wrist?
Absolutely. It's amazing what miniaturization can do these days.
That's a tiny beer, that.
Yes. And then the other big piece of technology news is a comparatively recent one, which is the discovery of a threat technology called Superfish. Now, what makes this particularly interesting is that Superfish has been included as a standard part of software packages on Lenovo home computers.
Right.
And it's a particularly disturbing sort of technology because what it actually does is to intercept the network traffic between your computer and the internet so that advertisements can be introduced into the stream. So if you're going to a particular website that would normally be showing you advertisements X, Y and Z, the Superfish technology will step in almost like a man-in-the-middle type attack and introduce its own adverts instead. Now that doesn't sound necessarily too bad, but unfortunately the way that it does it is by compromising the security root certificates on your laptop.
That's not good.
It's not good, and what makes it even worse is that the security certificates, the password for those has been identified and is now out in the open. What that means is that a genuine man-in-the-middle of attack could take place, where anybody is actually spoofing to say that they are somebody else. So if you've got one of the Lenovo devices that have been affected and it is listed on their website, you really ought to act very, very quickly because to all intents and purposes, every single one of your secure transactions, your networking use is at risk.
I'm trying not to swear in aghastness. But for two reasons. One, because simplistically that's shocking. That's a shocking breach. And secondly, that we're actually providing some genuinely useful information on HursleyFM.
Yeah.
So well done. Once again,
astonishing, isn't it?
the source of the information is not perhaps a surprise. However, the fact that we have actually got something useful for our listener is amazing.
It's time for a lie down, I think.
I think I definitely need a lie down. Good grief. That sounds nasty. I don't want to dwell on it, but I mean, to start with, just one thing that you did mention there. When you say intrinsically it's not bad to hijack advertising feeds and provide more adverts for you, that is bad. That is. I'm not fond of advertising. I know it makes the internet go round and all that stuff. I do get that, but I'm not a fan. I think when I want to find something, I'll come and find you. Don't ring me up, plaster screens, send me things through my front door that tell me I need something that I don't need. But you know,
well, the economics of the internet, that's a whole other topic that we can skip gently past for the moment.
Well, we can for the moment. We should find an expert on that, shouldn't we?
Yeah,
that'd be interesting. Well, we were going to talk to Ben Mann, weren't we? But he's now our man in Africa. So So we'll have to get him from the subcontinent down
Yes,
there, and
yes.
maybe he can talk to us a bit about internet economics.
Yes,
He knows all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
It's brilliant. That was fantastic. Thank you, Adrian.
You're welcome.
John, what,
Yes.
you've been surprisingly quiet. Have you been like clicking and googling away to find something?
I have been. I've been doing that as well, but I've been muting myself so I don't cough and splutter in your general direction.
We're all a bit rough, aren't
I
we?
do it now. By doing my steptoe impression.
I forgot. I need to know where is that mute button? I sound like a 70-year-old smoker today. It's shocking.
Harold!
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 You dirty old man!
Oh, Adrian's gone.
Adrian's got you.
That is very, very spooky. Yeah.
What?
So I've got something going to blow you away.
Really?
Blow you away.
Blow me.
Discovery.
I am sitting comfortably.
Okay, all right. Prepare yourself.
I'll cry then. We're having a proper British comedy retrospective. Prepare yourself.
Do you know that show was filmed about 10 miles away from my parents' live?
Do you know what? That doesn't surprise me. It came out a lot more insulting than I expected it to, and I'm pleased with the results.
Thank you. Another win for HursleyFM.
Absolutely.
Accidental win.
Another win. But before I forget what this thing actually is, it will blow you away. But 16 nuclear reactor sites were discovered, which are 1.7 billion years old.
What? No. 1.7 billion. No.
Straight up.
Immediately, I'm into alien territory there. Immediately. I should shut up. I'm shutting up.
And they wasn't just one reaction, they ran for several 100,000 years. I'll just give a moment of pause there, so you can just drink in that information.
I'm drinking that in.
Yum, 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 yum.
So you're telling me that we found nuclear reactors that had been
16.
running for a long time? 16.
Yeah, they've not been running for a while now, but they started running 1.7 billion years ago.
Where are they?
And were ran for they're in a place called Gabon in Africa, the only place on the planet where these things actually exist.
We need to ask Ben Mann about that as well.
Why has it not been involved sooner?
He needs to know everything about Africa on our behalf.
He needs to be blamed for this. If there's anyone to blame, it'll be him.
Did you start a nuclear reaction 1.7 million?
So,
did you
tell me? No, go on.
No. Sorry, I was making a rubbish joke.
No. Out with it.
No,
No, we're waiting.
Properly.
Share it with everybody.
Class, there we go. How many times did I hear that? Flashbacks.
I think we all want to hear Jez's joke, don't we?
No, you don't. I was thinking out loud.
So, to give a little bit of perspective on this, this came around because a French company which was sourcing uranium for more traditional, but for more conventional nuclear reactors, discovered that there was a particular isotope in this uranium which was depleted far below than one would imagine one would find typical in uranium. So I think there is this isotope exists in a certain quantity in all uranium deposits. I think it's U235. I think. Yes, in fact, I'm reading it now. U235. But it was down to about, it seemed minimal, 0.006 rather than 0.007 something. But because the constraints and the governance over fissionable material were so tight, they had to launch an investigation as to where all this other stuff had gone. So they traced it back to the mining of this uranium in Gabon, a place called Okla, I think it is, and they found 16 of these sites, which appeared to be nuclear reactors, but made simply from a granite undersurface. Then there's a layer of this kind of uranium-rich ore. On top of that, there is then sandstone, and then there's also groundwater. And so what was happening was the conditions were right for a nuclear reaction to take place, but rather than just go boom, and that was that, the water was then naturally used to cool the reaction down, and then the water boiled away. And as soon as the water boiled away, the reaction started again. And then once the water was all boiled away, it came back, and then it cooled down the reaction, and so it sustained it for over 100,000 years. And I think it produced something like, I think it was a couple of 100 kilowatts of power for each one for 100,000. Well, I think well over 100,000 years, which is just phenomenal from a point of view of a nuclear reaction, which was 1.7 billion years before we'd even started to play with it ourselves.
That's bonkers, isn't it?
It is. It could be
incredible.
Could be completely natural. It could be just one of those accidents of geology and resources being the right place and the right time to kick off this reaction. But strangely enough, it's not happened anywhere else. It's all in the local vicinity.
I mean, to posit an alternative theory, maybe it was a very advanced central heating system created by Neanderthals.
Or dinosaurs.
Or dinosaurs. Dinosaurs sensing the apocalypse. It wasn't T-Rex, though, because their hands are virtually...
No, they had tiny little hands, didn't they?
Yeah, remind me of Tour de France cyclists. They're a bit T-Rex-like, aren't they?
Yeah.
Useless mini grabbing hands.
Wearing yellow shirts.
But sorry, digress.
What was around 1.7 billion years ago? And there wasn't very much. Not an awful lot.
I don't know. What era is that? It's not Cretaceous.
Google.
Yeah. What era? What's 1.7 million?
What happened 1.7 billion years ago?
Was it billion or
what
million?
happened, Adrian?
It's the Precambrian era.
Precambrian. Was it
Precambrian.
billion or million?
Billion.
I thought it was a million, John.
No, billion.
Billion.
1.7 billion years ago.
Okay. Well, I'll pull back my previous joke. Precambrian. The rubbish. It's already forgotten.
Yeah,
Let's move on.
I remember it well. It was the Allied did have a sail on, I think.
So it does posit the question, doesn't it? Okay, so if it could happen naturally, can we recreate those circumstances for it to happen naturally again and tap the resultant output?
Well, you could argue that it's going to happen naturally because that's what the sun's doing all the time, isn't it? But it's just the right collection of combination of circumstances.
Yeah, and usually getting rid of the rather unsightly side effect of heavy radiation.
Well, yeah, and the interesting thing about this is they're now looking at the sites as an inspiration for the disposal of nuclear waste in a natural way.
Yeah, that's the other side of it, isn't it? Maybe because we do have a waste problem. And they sort of bury it in landfills, but if you can put it into somewhere where it's just going to quietly sort itself out, that'd be and then tap it for benefit. That's brilliant. I like that. It's got a nice environmental feel to it.
They've got a lovely diagram of it, which showing how it looks. It looks phenomenally simple. The interesting thing is, though, given its natural occurrence, is why only that one place? Why hasn't it occurred anywhere else on the face of the planet? And why were there 16 around 16 sites where this took place within this area, but nowhere else?
I'm always going to go with the theory that was some other civilization at some point. It feels like 16 sites. Okay, so they say the theory has always been that Africa is the cradle of civilization. It may be no coincidence that they're finding evidence of complex chemistry going on in that area.
Yes.
It seems a little bit too convenient to be coincidence for me.
Yeah, it's strange that it's occurred nowhere else. It's strange that there are, given that it wasn't a one-off occurrence in this place, there were 16 of these things.
I know, it's bonkers.
Crazy, absolutely.
That's an amazing find. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, that's okay. Happy to help.
Excellent. Really good.
Yeah, nice one. Cool. Okay, so I've got a This Week in Technology update that we can do. Like a quick, fast action, rock and roll.
Let's go.
Jump in if you got thoughts. Right, so first up, energy news. Tesla is working on a battery that can power your home and even help large-scale utilities store energy more efficiently. It could begin production in as little as 6 months.
I've got a related item for Tesla.
Just
a quickie. The new Tesla car, apparently, if you type in on the dashboard the sequence T for Tesla 007. It shows you a display of the underwater submarine car that James Bond used in Spy Love Me.
Nice. Yeah. The Lotus.
Yeah.
You can't see this, it could be an audio, but
John's ordering.
He's squeeing. Squee!
I think John is ordering a Tesla right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's cool.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, robotics news. The UCal hospital, I think that's the University of California, is it?
Yeah.
Hospital has launched fleets of about 25 smart robots named Tug that deliver drugs, clean linens, and meals. That's an unfortunate fact. And take away medical waste. So they've got like automated smart robots. That's cool, because that could help with the sort of nursing shortages that are going on. Useful. Okay, AI news. Microsoft's newest deep learning system beats humans, scoring a 4.9% error rate for the classification of images in the recognized ImageNet dataset, compared with 5.1% error rate amongst humans. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
When you said the Tesla bit earlier on, I thought you were going to say if you put in T1000, it tries to kill you.
No, that would be scary. That
That
would be
would be
scary. Yeah.
And not much of a sales pitch either.
No, well, would you ever know? You notice there's a lot of second-hand Teslas on the market.
That's true. Yeah.
With mysteriously low mileage.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's. I think we find that could be the reason why all those combine harvesters followed that man in Interstellar, which for no actual reason.
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it. Spoiler alert.
Seen it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's a
No,
fantastic film.
I'll do a review when I've seen it.
Oh.
Yeah, John, quiet, please.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
Maybe, I mean, if you think about Tesla and the possibility that they are T1000s, I would imagine with the US our US friends' relentless positivity, they would still buy them, thinking that, but I might get the good one that was in Terminator 2. It could be all the evil ones that you see dotted around the landscape in the general Terminator movies, but there would be a relentless positive. No, I could end up with the good one.
See, the trouble with all of these films about wherever machines take over the world is that there is always somebody who's going to survive, or there's going to be the good robot or whatever. And we naturally tend to associate ourselves with that. We are convinced that even if it is the apocalypse, we are going to be the one or two people who actually manage to somehow survive. We are going to be the heroes in the real life movie, but no.
What, are you not then? Because I am. That's totally me you just described there.
No, I'm a classic red shirt.
Yeah.
Classic Dr. Redshirt.
Yeah.
I'm the one that's happily building the machines that'll take over the world.
And there you have the HursleyFM demographic.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Drone news. Flyability's quote-unquote gimbal drone won $1 million competition for its ability to squeeze into tight indoor spaces and bounce off obstacles during search and rescue missions. That is cool.
That's cool.
Search and rescue drones, that's going to be awesome, isn't it? Because they can literally go where humans can't. And I mean, drone technology is so good now. You get brilliant camera technology, brilliant GPS, you know exactly where everything is.
Yes.
They could map the route to it. There could be all sorts of brilliant uses for like indoor search and rescue. Well, search and rescue is the obvious one, but mapping out complex caves and sewer systems and checking cave-ins, all sorts of stuff. Man.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Other robotics news. Rewalk is the first FDA-approved exoskeleton that works like a mechanical set of legs and crutches, allowing paralysed people to walk autonomously for the first time.
Oh, nice work.
Wow.
That is amazing, isn't it?
Are they going to paint them yellow and have great big arms, powerlifter style?
I hope so. I hope so. And
Why
small
wouldn't you?
flamethrowers.
Yeah,
Why
sorry.
wouldn't you? I mean, that's the point, isn't it? Why
Exactly.
would you attach an arc welder to
With
it?
a rotating yellow light on top and everything.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
I would.
Help people to fit in nicely, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, no, come on in. Open the door when you come in.
You have to come round the back. I've got to open the double patio doors to let you in. Oh, I need to do a brief talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Oh, hello. Oh, that doesn't look good, does it? That does not look
I
good.
tell you what, the audio listener is very, very lucky.
My word.
But That mute button is very useful.
Oh, my goodness me!
I'll just put my trousers back on.
Yes. That may have spawned a new life form.
I think so. The walls in this room were white before that happened, and now they're kind of a green colour. I don't know what you've done.
So, as you can tell, listener, I am suffering a little bit and have been for a week or so with a lovely cough and cold. But that's the other phone. Hey, look, security. Hold on. My landline phone's going off.
And now a short message from these sponsors.
We're gonna have to pause for a second there. So
What's he doing now?
It's gone off screen.
Has he gone off screen?
Yeah.
Hang on, I can see his shoulder. Yeah, it's very suspicious, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, what was I reading today? I took my daughters to... Oh, actually, we may get to be able to speak to my youngest. May, come upstairs, sweetheart.
I'm back when we're ready. We can do
okay.
We can do a seamless cut there, can't we?
Well,
I don't know. Value add to this podcast. Yeah.
And, I can do it. Is Maeve on her way?
Well, maybe she's
Is she not plotting to overthrow you as the dominant force in the house?
She's just putting away
There's a very good weekly daily podcast called the Daily Tech News Show, and one of the things they do on a Friday is they have a resident artist who will actually sketch a cartoon based on the stories of the week, and particularly the stories they've been talking about that day. And I wonder whether Maeve might be willing to do the same sort of thing. She could do some cartoons for us.
That's a brilliant idea.
Oh, I think she'd
Cover
like
art
it.
for the podcast.
She would.
That's a brilliant idea. Right,
Yeah,
definitely. Get her in.
So, Erin is actually quite good. Maeve is a father. I want to say she's fantastic at art.
But the reality is, as a critic...
The reality can be...
But the potential.
The potential is there.
Yes.
The potential for humiliation is there.
Right.
Well, so, at the moment, I've asked them up the stairs, but the problem, they were playing the demo of Lego Batman Beyond Gotham for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And so I bought them the full game. And now the trouble is getting them off it. They are the first thing they want to do is get up and want to play it, and when they come from school they'll play it continuously. And I just can't take it anymore. But then she won't come upstairs because she's playing it downstairs now.
Right, okay, so you're safe for a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I can
very quick... They're not even teenagers yet. You have no idea of the fun in store.
That was the voice of doom, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
You have no idea, John.
Nothing will prepare you.
It's the quote from The Cutest of Borg, isn't it? The life as you know it is now over.
Yes.
You exist to service us.
It is the essence of the meaning of resistance is futile. Your life as you have known it is over. You exist to service us.
Your wallet exists to provide.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So we can finish our sort of our week in science there, and thank you to Futurology for that. That was very useful. Awesome. So I think we made a promise not so long ago here at HursleyFM to talk about graphic novels, and we each promised to read a graphic novel. And I think sufficient time has passed. I may have read a few in that time, because I generally do. And John, I know you wanted to talk very briefly about one.
I'm just practicing the stand. Yeah, I did. Yes, but I'll happily wait my turn. So yeah, I can go. I can chat now, or
why not? Why don't you? You're already talking. Just carry on.
Just carry on.
Go for it.
Yeah. I with this, I like to be as equally surprised as the listener as to what I'm going to be saying. So no thought will have gone into this at all. So I had picked up the sequel to the Dark Knight Strikes. Hello. Wait a minute.
Oh, incoming.
Look at these people.
Daddy.
Yes, that is me.
Hello. Hello.
Hiya.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, hi! Oh, hi!
No, that's a scary one, isn't it?
See you. Can I poke you in the eye? Oh, not quite. Oh, there she is.
There you
Oh,
are.
oh, that hurt. Get off. Get off. Stop tickling me. Is it Maeve? Is your name Maeve? Nice to meet you, Maeve. You clearly take after your daddy, don't you?
Absolutely.
Mate, what we like to call a nutter.
Okay. Good. You keep that up. You crack on with that. You'll go far.
Absolutely.
Do you want to pop downstairs and finish beating at Batman, sweetheart?
Where's Daddy?
I'm up here, my lovey. I'm very long, I promise.
I think there's a chicken.
Okay. Oh, so do you want to stay up here? Oh no, don't touch that. Do you want to stay up here and just join in, but maybe join in a very quiet way? Yeah.
Like I am.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see how this goes.
That was a very quiet way of joining in.
Yeah.
Welcome to my life. Okay. So.
John.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get you outside, sweetheart. Off we go. This way, sweetheart. Shh. That's it. Off we go. Quiet. Okay, so I'll just do this.
This is not helping, John.
This is not. There's no. Maybe, sweetheart. Should we go downstairs and help out Wonder Woman? Right. So. Okay, so I'm going to try and persist all the way through. So I was reading The Dark Knight Strikes Again.
Well done.
Yeah, I was. Is that coming through?
This is like the review under the most heinous pressure in existence. It's like
Well,
John
let's
is
stop
trying to
back at-
review a graphic novel while his daughter literally runs riot with the Google Hangout. I'm trying not to laugh encouragement at the same time.
At this point, we want Dennis Norden to show up and suddenly with a clipboard saying, "If you're one of those people."
Hello.
So was the graphic novel Batman, John?
So it was about Batman.
It was
Yeah,
about
so it was a sequel to Dark Knight. The Dark It was a sequel to Dark Knight Strikes Again.
Oh no, the Dark Knight Returns.
The Dark Knight. Sorry. The actual comic. Well, what it was.
This is one for the outtakes. This is like the bonus edition. The HursleyFM Christmas special.
We have got the Christmas special right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a sequel to The Dark Knight Returns. Anyway.
What did Maeve enjoy it?
I think so. Now, Mavie, come on, sweetheart. Let's leave the room now. Come on. Off we go. Off in the other direction we go. That's the way. That's the way. Lots of things downstairs for you to... Lots of things to... Oh, careful, my finger, my lovey. Careful, my lovey. Okay, Mavie, should we have a being quiet competition?
Even I saw that one coming, John. That was never going to work. I telegraphed that one, mate.
Oh, here's some Judge Dredd to read. Would you like to try this?
Yeah, no, that's more like it. Yeah.
In a different room. I know. Would you like to wear one of these? Like Daddy and Adrian and Jez? Yes, okay. then we can all join in, can't we? Come on. You may as well do it properly. There we go. Okay, so we take it in turns to talk. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So now it's Daddy's turn. Now it's Daddy's turn to talk. Is that okay? Okay. So, Batman. The Dark Knight Strikes Again was a sequel to The Dark Knight Returns, and an absolutely. I'll tell you what I'll do. Why don't you put somebody else doing a quick review, and then we can come back to May when that's done.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, okay. Let me just.
So John's going on mute to manage the situation.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Didn't he do well? Sorry, I was not being very supportive there. I was just too busy laughing at John.
Yeah, exactly. I was in exactly the same boat. I
Way
really
too
was.
much fun.
Yeah.
Way too much fun. And we can still see it going on. So so I think after that little extravaganza, we're going to run out of time a bit. So I'll just do a very quick graphic novel recommendation, which is the graphic novelisation. I think I might be making something like that of Stephen King's The Dark Tower.
Oh yes.
Opus. Oh yeah.
Yes.
And it's so I don't know if for those that have read it, I'm going to be very careful with spoilers. For those that have read it, you get sort of flashbacks within the books as you go through. I think there's 7 or 8 books, but you get to build the story of the world and the background and of Roland Deschain's upbringing as a boy and so on and so forth, because he's the gunslinger in the books, right? Yeah. The initial 5 graphic novels were commissioned to tell the background story before the actual books pick up the story, and I think it was just done as a single piece of work. Absolutely stunning. I mean, they're breathtaking. Every cell of every page is exactly like the quality given to the front cover of most graphic novels. I mean, it's just so deep, it's rich, it's stunning, it's absolutely beautiful. And I think there must have been a marginal success for that, because now they've decided what they appear to be doing now is telling the whole story. So they've segued from him as a boy straight into telling the actual Dark Tower story, which is amazing. And I don't. If I carry on talking about it, I'm going to end up doing a spoiler, and I don't want to drop a spoiler. Stunning stuff, absolutely brilliant.
Wow.
I highly recommend it.
Awesome.
So yeah, that would be my graphic novel recommendation. Adrian?
Well, I'm afraid I've been a naughty boy. I haven't done my homework.
Oh, I see.
The dog ate it.
Oh, I see.
Or he would have done if I'd actually got any.
So it's not really your genre, is it?
No, it's not so much that I don't like it, so much as there are so many other things to do. I just hadn't got round to it.
No, that's fair enough.
Basically.
I might have to lob a couple in your direction just so that you get the feel.
No.
But John's recommending the ABC Warriors. He still has an Aaron's Child issue.
Yes.
As we can see on the screen. So
yes.
we have lost comms with John for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, knowing you, though, you've got a backup, something to discuss, though, right?
Well, yes. I mean, there's a few things that have been showing up on the movie genre area, and a couple of interesting things. Neil Blomkamp, who was the writer and director of the amazing District 9.
It is a fantastic film.
It really
I love
is.
that film.
And then he followed that up with Elysium, which didn't have such a good review in comparison to District 9, but I really enjoyed it.
I quite enjoyed it as a piece of... the guy... So the interesting thing between those two movies for me was the guy who... I don't know his name. He played the protagonist in District 9.
Yes.
The sort of semi-bumbling...
Yes.
It's the prawns, mate.
Yes.
The guy that sort of... Who ends up, in the situation that he ends up in. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. He actually plays a unbelievable, evil, soulless mercenary in the second one. brilliantly.
Yes.
I
Yes.
didn't even recognise him until he started speaking in Elysium, and I was like,
Yes.
I recognise that voice. Where
Yes.
do I recognise that from? And it wasn't until about halfway through the movie I was like, oh, no way!
Yeah.
That was a tremendous versatility.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So apparently he's working on another film, which is I don't know any details at all, but it's something involving robots called Chappie.
All right.
And then his next film is going to be a return to the alien environment.
Ooh.
He has some kind of official blessing and started work on the next Alien film, which apparently is going to not so much eradicate but bypass. We won't talk about Alien 3 and 4, and it's going to somehow continue on from Aliens.
Right.
Apparently Sigourney Weaver has signed up to take part.
Oh, has Michael Biehn signed up?
There is some sort of mention of him, yes, but
Well, I
I
hope
don't
so.
know the details.
I read that. I'm very excited about that, and there is a very compelling reason. Because I read one of the declined scripts for Alien 3, and it was early on in the internet's infancy when
Yes.
people were sharing text files and stuff.
Yes.
I managed to, or actually a friend of mine managed to grab a copy of one of the scripts, came there. And in the Alien 3 sort of, Sigourney Weaver survives the sort of Sulaco crash, and it turns out she's been impregnated, so on and so forth. Well-trodden territory. In the script that I read, which personally I thought was far, although I do love Alien 3, don't get me wrong, actually I think it's a great film, but after reading the script where it's Hicks that survives, and he lands on an industrial planet,
Yes.
and he has to utilise available limited weaponry, machinery, and stuff to manage a workforce into like a fighting unit,
Sort
and
of
then
MacGyver type thing.
Well, the A-Team.
like an advanced MacGyver, but with hundreds of workers, because it's like picture the industrial world as a massive Amazon warehouse or something like that. It's just it was like that, and it was just like a Forge World kind of thing. And it was just brilliant, and the script was dynamic, and I was like, "Oh, this is amazing," because he slowly discovers that, in fact, there is an egg that has somehow been attached to the Sulaco and somehow survived, and it started impregnating him. So similar premise, to Alien 3, but a bit more guns and ammo, rock and roll type, suspense thriller.
Wow.
So,
I think
I'm quite excited.
It's a testament to the strength of the original concept that despite all of the time that's passed and the sometimes not quite so popular movies that have followed it, it is still producing such an enormous amount of interest and enthusiasm.
Absolutely, I agree. I've enjoyed all of them.
H.R. Geiger, though, was an absolute genius in terms of his concept for the alien. I've never really seen anything quite like it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's something that once you see it once, it's very difficult to remove it from your mind. But
Yes.
have you seen any of his other work?
Yes.
He's got
Necronomicon, who wrote a book, created a book of artwork like that.
Yeah. He's got this amazing way of integrating technology, machinery with biology, but not biomechanics in a kind of a really disturbing way.
Yes.
I think I've seen the same collection.
I wonder if he had any influence on that Riddick movie where you had the necromongers. That always struck me as quite Geiger-ish.
Yes, it is very reminiscent, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's beautiful, and I'm with you all the way. I mean, I love the atmosphere. I love the concept. I mean, the ultimate survivor.
Yes.
Effectively, that's what it's the ultimate genetic survivor that's created. I think it's one of the. For me, it's a bit of a Star Wars moment because they've done Prometheus, and it's Ridley Scott, isn't it, who's doing all the Prometheus stuff.
Yes.
And he's going to do another one. And to me, it's like I don't want him to answer the questions. The problem with the 3 Star Wars prequels, the biggest problem for me was always that it answered all the questions and didn't ask any new ones. And for me, growing up with Star Wars, it was all about what is the Force? What is it? Well, now it's midichlorians. They burst my bubble. I just thought it was some awesome thing that's just going on that you can tap into. And I didn't want answers to the questions of how do you. I just liked the mythology of Darth Vader was an evil guy, but once upon a time he was a good guy. It's sort of it's a bit crazy, isn't it? It's frustrating. I'm very excited about that, and I don't want them to do that with Aliens. And I think, I'm hopeful that this might reignite the series in a different direction. It'd be good fun. So, whilst the Alien 3 and 4 I enjoyed, I'm not worried about it at all. But that's very useful.
Yeah. Can I slip in two more quick little observations?
Very quick. I think we're very close to wrapping up. So rock and roll.
Right. First one is apparently Harrison Ford has signed up to play Deckard again in the sequel to Blade Runner.
Really?
Oh yes.
Ah.
And the other fascinating one is, if you remember in the original Blade Runner movie, there's a sequence right at the beginning where they carry out a test on people to try and identify if they are replicants.
They do, yeah.
They use the exact same question sequence for some political candidates over in the States.
Really?
Quite a significant number of people who would have been classified as replicants.
Here's a prescribed, pre-programmed response.
Yes.
That's not really a surprise, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
They could have done the same with football players in post-match interviews.
Yes, they could.
It would have been exactly that. Here is my pre-programmed, prescribed response.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I liked it. That's a beautiful note to end on. That we think politicians are pre-programmed. That's wonderful. Thank you. Well, thanks, chaps. That was superb. We might be doing a bit of cut shop and editing, but we might drop in a little bit of John's daughter interrupting proceedings, because that is one of the most entertaining things I've seen in a while.
Definitely. Complete value add.